Hi, I'm Sarah from the upcoming. A real pleasure to speak to you both. Thanks so much for taking the time. Huge congrats on the show. I know you've both worked with Dennis before, and he just seems to have this aptitude for creating these incredibly twisty, turny, edge of your seat thrillers with these really fascinating, morally ambiguous characters. What is it that you like most about his writing, and particularly what did you like about Smoke?
Well, it's a crime drama. I had done worked with him on Blackbird, and that was obviously dealt in the world of a serial killer. This deals in a northwest town. I'm a fire chief. I have a long history with Taron Egerton, who is a arson investigator, and I don't think there's a lot that it's not an ongoing issue. Arson is a very select thing; it's a very specific thing, and in the start of our story, these fires are starting to happen in and around the area, and it kind of sends all of this, kind of gets the train moving. And it's based loosely on a podcast called Firebug, which is a really interesting podcast. It just kind of uses that as the framework of a fictional story. First and foremost, I think it's an entertaining story, but there are elements that are based on true things, amazingly, and a great fun show to work on. Wonderful group of actors. We had a great cast, and like all of Dennis's previous work and this as a novelist and as a showrunner, unexpected characters. We don't spell it all out for you. The audience is. I feel like the show stays ahead of the audience in the best possible way, and it's a real page turner.
Great answer. Thanks so much. Rafe, what was the allure for you?
Well, I've never actually worked with Dennis before. I'd love to again, because he's one of the great storytellers in modern culture. You hinted at it. You said it very well, that it's a story full of morally ambiguous people, and from an acting point of view, that's fun. It's something you can really get your teeth into, and I signed on to do it, and then I found out all the fantastic people that were going to be in it, people that I've been fans of for a long time. And we've got a few sort of group scenes that I'm in with Greg and Journey and John and Anna, and it was really, those days were some of my favorites, because you always learn as an actor, and it's one of those unique things that you get to be in rooms with people that you've admired for a long time, and you never stop learning. You always get something from a job that you do, because you watch other people that are really good at it, and you go, oh, that's how they do it, I'm going to steal that. And so this was definitely the case for me on this.
And both your characters sort of have authority and power, but they sort of wield it in dubious ways at times. So what was your way in to each of your characters? Greg, with Harvey?
The way in was the same way in that I always find on anything, whether it's comedy or drama. It's just this way in is the script, and the storyteller kind of lays out a thing for you. I do feel like obviously there are, you have to, that's the starting point to build something out. And sometimes there's a lot of filling in to do, and other times it's kind of there for you. I felt like Harvey Inglehart, who I play, was very well kind of drafted. I mean, we did have pretty expansive conversations before we shot about, as you say, his the kind of duality of his character. There's kind of everything you expect from him is not necessarily what you find over the course of this story, but that was that was kind of the fun part of it. And I don't know, I just tried to do the best that I could, and again, I had a great cast to work with, so it was easy. And I had a mustache, a hell of a mustache.
That was what it was.
If I do say so.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
And a lot of people, there's some people saying it was a fake mustache. Not a fake mustache. Very burly Kinnear mustache.
That was all your own work.
That's right.
I think from my point of view, I think that the character-wise, I always think about the way that characters present themselves to the world and then how they are inside. Now, he's obviously like this, alpha-y, chief of police type, but he's also had a broken heart. I think that he's unable to deal with his vulnerability, and it comes out in dubious ways. So as you say, he wields his power in dubious ways. That to me is a symptom of his vulnerability. So you want to find the vulnerability in people, I suppose. That's always a good way in. Also, the way people sound. I had to change my accent. That's always a help when it comes to building a character. And they put quite they really warmed me up with give me a good tan, so I look less English, look less pasty faced. So that was good. That was a really, really nice bit of a rich mahogany they put on.
Huge amount of the budget of the show
was on my tan.
Tanning.
Yeah. No, I literally, because there's bits when I'm like, got my top off or whatever, and I got some hefty spray tans in downtown Vancouver, which were very valuable to the character building, I have to say.
Thank you so much for sharing all that with me. Huge congrats on the show, and I can't wait for everyone else to see Smoke. Thanks so much.